Hello my bookish friends, it's Dano and today I am doing my Orilium TBR. That's right, it is time for us to go back to the Orilium Academy and study our autumn equinox subjects. So I am once again doing my two subjects and seeing if I can make my way through this epic list of books that I am for some reason giving myself to read. I don't know. It seemed like a good idea at the time when I first picked doing two, but now that I'm having to do it in the actual months, it makes it a lot more difficult. So we'll see how we go. But anyway, let's get into what I am studying and what I will be reading for those subjects. So the first calling that I am studying is Necromancy. And for this, I need to complete an O in Animal Studies. I really should have brought my computer over here so I can see the prompt. So to complete an O in Animal Studies, I need to read a debut book, and for this I'm going to be reading Blood Beneath the Snow by Alexandra Kennington. This is also on my fantasy bingo, so it's hitting two birds with one stone, so love that, and this was obviously a debut novel for them. Up next, I need to complete an O in Conjuration, and for this you had to read a book with a circle on the cover. So I'm going to be reading A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I have already read this series, but I want to give it another reread because I loved it so much that why not? Also in Conjuration, I need to get a Q, which means I need to read a book borrowed from another person's TBR. And for this, I'm going to be reading Bury Your Bones in the Midnight Soil, also by V.E. Schwab, but this is a new release book, so I cannot wait to see what it is all about. And then, still on this same subject, I need to get a D. So I need to do all three prompts for Necromancy in the subject of Conjuration, and for this, it is a book with food on the cover, so I plan on reading Hemlock and Silver by T. Kingfisher. This is a very new release. I think it's coming out in a couple of weeks' time, so just before this all goes live, and it has an apple on the cover. I have enjoyed T. Kingfisher's writing in the past. I just didn't enjoy the story, so I'm hoping that this being a retelling, I enjoy it a lot more because I do love retellings. Next up is Demonology, and for this I need to complete the O level, which is read a book with an emotion in the title, and for this I'm going to be reading The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslye Walton. This is an older YA book that I've just never read. It's been on my shelf, so I thought I would tick it off. It fits the prompt with sorrow, so I will be reading that one. Next up for Necromancy, I need to complete an O in Restoration, and for this we needed to read a book with a single POV, and I will be reading Air Awakens by Elise Kova. This also hits a few of my Herkid challenges by having air in the title, as well as I think it is on one of my other, it might be on it might be on my fantasy, I can't remember, otherwise it's another book of hers. But I have seen a lot about her being published of how good the books are, so I just thought I would give it a go. Next up is Spells and Incantations, and to get an O level in this I need to roll a d6 and a d6 die and see what that comes out to, so here's that. Okay, I got a 2, which means I need to read a book that's in the 200 to 299 spacing, and for that I'm going to be reading Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. My plan for this year was to read or reread all the Harry Potter books, so I haven't been doing a great job of that, so I will be continuing on with book number 2. And then lastly for Necromancy, I need to also get a Q in Spells and Incantations, and for that I need to read a book published this year, and I will be reading the sequel to The Baby Dragon Cafe, which is The Baby Dragon Bakery, which comes out I think on the 28th of August or something like that. It's like at the end of this month, so I'm so excited to read this. I loved this first book, so I cannot wait to see what the second one is all about and how it goes. Next on to Godseer, which is my second calling. So for this one in Conjuration, I needed to get up to a Q. So for O, that was a circle on the cover, and I think I have the book. back here. Okay, to be fair, my copy doesn't have, oh, I mean, it kind of has a circle on it, but there are other copies that have a better circle on it. It's kind of like a sun in the background. But I plan on reading The Colour Purple by Alice Walker. This, again, is on my our fantasy bingo. And I just want to know what it's all about. I didn't realise it was epistolary. Okay. Anyway, it's done in letter form, so I don't think this will actually take too long to get through. But yeah, it's just an old classic that I want to know more about. Then to get my Q level, I needed to read a book borrowed from someone else's TBR as well. So for this, I'm going to be reading City of Gods and Monsters by Kayla Edwards. This is probably going to be a bad idea given how chunky this book is, but I really want to read it, and so many people have talked about how good it is, and especially like book 2 and book 3. So with, I think it's book 4 coming out soon, or another one coming out soon, I don't know. But I really want to get started in the series, so I'm doing it. I'm caving. This is the month that I'm going to read it. Next up for Godseer, I need to get a D in Demonology, so once again that is an emotion in the title, and I plan on reading Grace and Fury by Tracy Banghart. I think that's it. It's all the way up there, and at the moment I'm just not prepared to get my ladder out to get it down, so yes, I will insert here. A little bit of laziness, sorry. Next up is Inscription, and I need to get an O level in this, so we had to pick a book that had a prime number of letters in the title, and for this I'm choosing Dark Fae by Peckman and Susanne Valenti. This is the first book in the boys series, and I'm sort of reading it after reading the first 3 in the main series, and that's kind of like the what is it, the most impactful way of reading the series, or like the most emotionally draining way, I don't know, however you want to put it, but that's the way I've been recommended to read it, is reading the first 3 and then moving to this series, so that's what I'm doing. After that, we move on to law. So for this, I need to get all 3 prompts. I need to get up to a D. So to qualify for an O, I need to read a translated book. For this, I plan on reading My Friends by Fredrick Beckman. I read, what was it, Beartown by him a lot, like in spring for the spring equinox, and it emotionally killed me. So I plan on doing that to myself again, apparently. Hopefully this one doesn't put me into a slump afterwards just because it was so emotionally draining, but we'll see. I really like his writing style. He hits hard and I enjoy it, so yeah. Next up is to get an Q for law, you need to read a book with a letter or note on the cover or inside the book. So for this, I'm reading Love Letters to the Dead. I'm cheating a little bit by the fact that letters is literally written in the title, but it's all about sending letters. I'm passing it. There's envelopes in it a lot. It starts with a Dear Kurt Cobain, so there's letters. I'm going with it. Yes, this is by Ava Dellaira. It is another very old YA book. It's one that's just been on my shelf for such a long time that I'm just trying to read down my TBR shelf and fitting in books that work with the prompts. Up next, to get a D for law, we need to read a book with 2 or more M's in the title, and for this I'm reading Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom. Again, a very old YA book and series, so I thought it would just be fun, and also hopefully because it is mixed in with pictures and everything, it'll be a pretty quick read, so looking forward to that. Up next, we are moving on to Restoration, and I need an O for Godseer for this one. So again, it is reading a book with a single point of view, and I will be reading Skyshade by Aster. This is the 3rd book in the Lightlark series, and I have enjoyed the first 2 books so far, so I cannot wait to keep going with this. This will also put me up to date with this series. The 4th one is coming out, I believe, later this year, so yeah, at least it puts me up to date, which is very exciting. Okay, next up is to get a queue, I need to go to a random country generator. So I will quickly record my screen and go into my spinner wheel. So you get to do 5 spins and then pick a book from there. I'm really scared about this. It's really loud. Okay, Lithuania. This is gonna be hard. Honduras. Kiribati. I don't even know where these places are. Kazakhstan. And Madagascar. Like, I don't really want to go too far outside of my thing. I don't think I have anything by any of those countries. I'm just going to do one more and see. France. Huh. I wonder if I do have... quickly, French authors. Oh, you know what book was written in French? Oh, who wrote it? I have a feeling it's here somewhere. No, they're German. Ha! Here! Oh, Winter's Promise. This was translated from French by Christelle Dabos. So I guess I will read this one. I know I slightly cheated by doing 6 spins, but honestly, I just want to read books that are on my TBR, on my shelves. So, and this is quite a big one. It's like over 400 pages, but it will knock off a book that's on my shelves. So that's exciting. Okay, so they are all the books that I need to read for my subjects. I still don't know what the guild read book is going to be, so by the time I'm editing, hopefully I know that and I will put it here, but at the moment that hasn't been decided yet, and I look forward to doing this challenge with all of you. I plan on vlogging my experience and trying to do some weekly vlogs as well as doing some reading sprints and everything, so I hope you'll join me for that. Let me know if you're also doing the Orilium challenge and studying at the Orilium Academy this autumn, and I will see you all next time. Bye!